Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Nicole Myths, Astrology and Tarot. Before I get into your readings, I just wanted to take a moment of acknowledgement that if you're still here and watching this, then you have held a great deal of patience for me as November and December were overwhelming for me, to say the least. And I wanted to offer apology to you for not being more present like my soul would have had me be more present. I have missed being here for all of you, more than any of you will realize. This will not happen again. I am changing things around in my life to ensure it, because at the end of the day, my soul family and my soul work and what I do, now more than ever, I'm very clear with myself that this is where I am meant to be and this is what I am meant to be doing, and it's meant to be with you. So thank you for still being here. Thank you for your patience. I am eternally grateful, and I look forward to being more consistently present for you. Enjoy the readings. I hope the hindsight serves you well. So, Gemini, this is your November moving into December and advice moving into the new year reading. In November, we've got all major arcana. All major arcana. The only card that's not a major arcana is the Page of Swords, clarifying the World card. Okay, so you've had a major month in November and might have felt as if you were being completely divinely guided, and or that things were well beyond and out of your control. Okay, November might have felt that way. There was you presenting as the Hanged Man. Okay, so you are acting from a place of spirit. Okay, acting from a place of spirit, heart over head decisions. Heart over head decisions. It was about what your gut was telling you, what your soul was telling you. It wasn't even about how you felt or what you thought necessarily. It was what your soul was guiding you to. That you would empathically feel what is best, not just for your soul, but for others as well. I feel like that came with a hell of a lot of healing with the star cards surrounding you. I also think that came with tower moments, either for you or for others caused by you, right? That you would, what I heard was dems to breaks, like dems to breaks, like it's just the way it is. I feel like you're dealing with this high priestess energy who is extremely intuitive, psychic even. But I feel like there's a dual energy to this high priestess energy, because I feel like no matter what you're doing, especially if you are walking side by side in this journey with someone who is extremely intuitive, or someone who is like a Pisces midhaven, or has Pisces, Jupiter, just strong Piscean energy, positively aligned Piscean energy. I also feel that there's a second energy tied to this card that is very shadow Pisces. And I think that if you were dealing with someone who almost intuitively knew in soul that they were tempting you in the wrong direction, or giving you an opportunity to fail your soul, I think that they were strategically placed there on purpose. You know, if you think of a game of chess, if you're the king, right, and your soul is the queen, It's almost as if this person was not a pawn, but maybe like a bishop on the other side, on the opposing side. They know how to move and maneuver. But I think that you were stronger than that. I think that you closed a major cycle on something with the World card, fixed energy, and I think you did it in a very quick, short, and precise communicative manner. Very matter of fact, like, this is just the way it is. This is them's the breaks, right? Them's the breaks. I think your November was very much about healing for yourself and soul and disconnecting from a shadow healer in alignment with a light healer. Okay? In alignment with a light healer. I think that you cut off what needed to be cut off. If the tower needed to fall, the tower fell. And I think that you were the one, more than anything else, knocking the tower down, right? That you were the one humbling people to move forward in their own healing process because you yourself have moved forward in your own healing process. And so you were a spiritual reality check for people. A spiritual reality check for people. I think you realized how that shadow worker, that shadow high priestess energy, I think you got a clue on how they were possibly trying to take you out of power, right? That they were trying to control the board. And I think you shot them down. I think they ended up having that piece, right? The shadow in this game of light versus shadow. I think that you removed that piece from the board in November. Moving into December, you present yourself as the Hermit, okay? The Hermit card is the energy that you are in. You may have very strong Virgo placements that are in play. This is you taking a second look at your own shadows in order to understand why you were tempted by the shadow worker in November to begin with, right? Why you were being taunted by it almost, right? Why you allowed something to even read on you that you had healing to do and possibly fall victim to it, right? That you would lose power within the self to it. I think that you did some self-examination. For those of you who are Gemini risings, this is what you probably coulda, shoulda, would have done better, okay, depending on how your months went. This would be your greatest advice. Because Gemini and energy, I feel as if you are taking a look at yourself and trying to figure out how you manifested that kind of a power grab from you in your life to begin with, okay? I feel with the energies surrounding you, we have the Fool, the Ace of Cups, the Prince of Cups, which is the king in this particular deck. The princes in the Mirror of the Soul Tarot are, in fact, the kings. The King of Cups and the Three of Coins, clarified by the 4 and 2 of Swords, which are the Truce and the Peace cards. I feel as if you have people around you that are very spiritually guided. They take leaps of faith. They listen to their soul energy. I feel like you have people around you who are in fact very emotionally mature and know when they're drinking someone's poison, yourself included. Okay, I think you know when you're being bullshitted. I think you know when you're being lied to. I think you know when someone is feeding you some toxic fear-based communications, and I think you emotionally control yourself very well. They might not perceive it that way. Another might not. Another might tempt you and try and get a rise out of you, and yet you still are very aware of people. You're a great read of energy. a great read of energy. You do it very well. You know when someone's lying. You know when someone's honest. You know when something is right and feels right and when something feels off. You know when someone is feeding you poison. You just know. And I think that you're surrounding yourself with similar people, right? I think you're surrounding yourself with similar people. I think you are, with the Ace of Cups, not only do you have an overflow of love to give, I think you have an overflow of love coming in for you from these like-minded energies, these like-souled energies, like-hearted energies. There's a great deal of overflow for you in December as far as universal or spiritual abundance. I think you're rippling a lot, right? You're sending out a lot of love energy, a lot of unconditionally loving energy, especially coming out of November, right? You were on almost like a spiritual, exponentially increasing incline as far as cutting away what needed to be cut away, right? Reclaiming your power, regaining control of your life and the board. And I feel that energy has continued to manifest through December to where you have contracted yourself with the Three of Coins, contracted yourself to a time of peace and rest, where you are no longer going through spiritual somersaults with the outside world. It's almost like taking out that bishop, whatever that shadow healer or shadow intuitive was. How am I going to describe them? You know how woodpeckers kind of peck on the outside of a tree to find the bugs? It's kind of like they were the woodpecker and they were pecking at you, trying to get a hold of your bugs so that they could feed off of you. And you shooed the woodpecker away, like, off my tree. This is my tree, get off my tree, you know? Because I definitely feel like this detector kind of energy, like they were definitely trying to get into your soft spot, into your weakness, and you shooed them away. And so I feel like there was this huge blessing energy that you were given in December. I think you are moving into a time of peace and a time of mental rest and relaxation, okay? On a completely different note for some of you, not all of you, some of you, the reading I just gave completely fucking stands. For some of you, what this contract is, this Three of Coins contract, because I was guided to flip the Four of Swords and the Two of Swords upright for the primary reading. However, those two cards, the clarifying cards, the Four and Two of Swords, originally came out reversed, and I was noted by Spirit to give this message. If you have contracted yourself to that shadowy bishop, meaning there was something not seen, like maybe the shadow wanted you to take that bishop because it had a different plan for you, a different plan to take your power away, and it gave you this big buildup only to make the crash that much harder. If you are a Gemini or someone with strong Gemini energy and you did not remove the shadow's bishop off the chessboard and see what it was planning in advance after it was removed, if you missed it, you've contracted yourself to a time of unrest and zero clarity. You cannot see or understand why things are falling apart and you are losing power the way you are. Because it's almost like the bishop was taken off, but you set yourself up to have your rook taken. You know what I mean? Like, you set yourself up to lose a very valuable piece if you did not remove the bishop in the right way. It's almost like there was the easy way to remove it and then a couple steps to remove it, and you didn't take the extra couple steps. You took the quick way to remove it. And that was the whole point. The shadow was tempting you to get rid of it right away, to make it appear so threatening right away that you ended up losing a valuable piece, especially if you're a Gemini rising and you did not follow the light of that sun sign, Gemini as a sun sign, the light of Gemini. The light of Gemini is extremely precise and analytical. It would not have missed such an error. It would have seen what someone was doing, tempting them into pressure, when there was a better way to remove such a piece. It's almost like thinking you could get away with something, and Spirit said, nope, can't get away with it. Think about that. So be aware, right, depending on what your placements are, because this Mars energy has been popping up in the readings on a very real note. And it's been causing quite a havoc. And we've got 2 Mars cards in your reading. We've got the Tower, which is a Mars card in November. And we've got the 3 of Coins, which is a Mars card in Capricorn in December. Please be aware. If you took the easy way out, thinking you eliminated the threat, and you didn't. Because the price to pay for the easy way out is the hard bottom line cost, okay? For most of you, Gemini suns, I feel like you're on the up and up positive end of this reading. I think you're catching a break, a spiritual soul break. Anybody in a Gemini rising situation, please make sure you didn't cut corners. Please make sure you didn't cut corners, okay? If you realized you made a mistake and decided to handle the mistake and cut them off short, sweet, easy, and you thought that it was going to go away, like, they might have gone away, but the shadow didn't. You know what I mean? They're still on the other side of the board playing against you. You might have set yourself up. Just saying. Be aware of it. I hope this advice or guidance helps you, because it's card number 22. She feels, she knows. And it says, an illumination is erupting from within you as a vision that is bringing what was once obscured into clarity. This is not likely to happen as a blinding, shocking insight, but is more of a softer, gentle knowing. It is like knowing something without understanding exactly when or how you came to know it. This insight will assist you when you are asked to honor it. You will know which insight it is at the right time. Your heart will tell you. You are therefore being asked to rely upon the clarity that is coming to you now, or has just recently come, gently but firmly, from that place of knowing. Intend to act and take your next steps forward. This oracle comes to you with guidance, particularly about long-range or long-term developments. Something that is far bigger than the immediate situation, issue, or moment is of importance, although you will only have a dim sense of that possibility at best. The situation you find yourself in now may not be one of joy, but in time you will understand more of the bigger picture, and you will come to see why things are happening as they are, and know how you are being helped on to the next stage of your path, even though it may look like an obstacle right now. You're being asked to think of in terms of long-term happiness. Sometimes this warrants change or even temporary restrictions in the short term. If you can't see how the present can possibly become what you sense the future to be, this message is especially relevant. Through the natural process of transformation, great leaps are indeed possible. You simply must be prepared to surrender into the process with absolute trust. See, Spirit was working things for those of you in your Gemini and light, right? For those of you who have completed cycles and you're happy, healthy, whole within the self, right? Moving into December, that you know you're making right decisions and you trust yourself. Spirit is setting you up for long-term happiness, long-term success, long-term blessings. Okay, this is a very deep spiritual healing that you have gone through and come out of on the other side. For the rest of everybody else who is extremely uncomfortable for a time, it is because whatever was missed had to be learned so that you don't miss it again. It's a spiritual lesson, right? It's a spiritual lesson. It's like, I'll give an example, right? Especially because this kind of topic came up in the other readings. It's like having a mistress and getting the mistress to go away, but never telling the spouse. Well, it's great you stopped cheating on your partner. You know what I mean? It's great you cut it off with the mistress. But you didn't actually take the extra steps to open up and be vulnerable and talk to your partner about what's going on, what was going on, and how you are being honest with them in hopes that you can work together to heal it because you don't want it to repeat, right? Spirit might just end up taking your power big time because you didn't actually get rid of the problem. You got rid of the peace. You didn't get rid of the problem. And the problem is there is a force out there trying to take your power away, right? So, know that Spirit is guiding you in the right direction and you feel it and or know it, no matter what that looks like. It might require a bit of patience for the unfolding of it, but the ultimate outcome, whether it takes Spirit a little bit longer to teach you or whether you got it immediately and you were able to come out on top, Gemini and light, that you were able to come out on top, no matter what it is. Know that it is working out for the ultimate good. There is nothing coming from this energy that isn't going to benefit you later on. It's just a matter of sooner or later. Those of you who learned it, it's sooner. Those of you who need to learn better, well, a little bit later, but not coming. You know what I mean? So I hope this helps, Gemini, as you move into the 2022 year. I look forward to seeing what your forecast looks like. This is Grace Nicole Myths signing off. My love and support is with you always. Remember to always love each other and most importantly, love yourselves. Take care.